All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about offer sources and offers. Okay, offer sources are the sources of offers, right? The affiliate networks. Okay, so Max Bounty, for example, and the offers are the offers that Max Bounty has in their network. So, for example, let's say it was a rent-to-own offer. All right. Now, Zeno does a really good job, like going through the exact technical aspects of what you need to do to get things to track here. But all you really need to focus on is two things. One, when you add an affiliate network in FunnelFlux, for example, you type in Max Bounty, all you really need to understand, and Zeno goes through all the technical aspects of it, is this is your postback URL. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is in the offer itself, and I have one open in Max Bounty here, a rent-to-own one, is you simply add the postback here and click Save. Okay. Creator doesn't really matter. In this sense, we're pretty much always sending search or email. Let's say we're doing search, and in that sense, I always choose the raw link. Now I added the post back, I click save, okay? And now this offer is ready to track once I add it into FunnelFlux, okay? And I would do that by going to the offer, creating it, and pasting in the URL that I get from Max Bounty right here. Okay? Boom. Okay, and you call it what you want. And then I'm gonna stop talking, watch everything Zeno has to show you. But really, guys, if you set up an offer source, grab the post back, paste the post back in the offer, and then grab the offer link and paste it in FunnelFlux, that will always track. Okay, those are the main things you need to understand. So I'm going to stop talking, watch the more detailed video from Zeno, and I'll see you on the next one.
In this video, we're going to deal with offer sources and offers. So it's very likely that you're using Max Bounty. I have this here open in another tab, so I already have this ready to go. Now, if we go to Assets and Resources here in FunnelFlux, we can go to Offer Sources. So this is where we define networks or places that we get offers from. So I'm going to click Create New. I'm just going to type Max, and I'm going to use the template that's already available here. I'm going to put something after here, just in case I've already added it before and it doesn't let me save. So an offer source, again, defines a place that these offers come from, but it's also a place where we configure data passing, so a way that we would standardize how we pass data to this offer source or offers that come from it. And you can see here I've got S1, S2, S3, S5 and various pieces of data to pass. So here I'm using our tracking ID, so I'm clicking that and it's turning into hit. I'll show you in a moment how we get this from Max Bounty and in general from networks, and also conversion tracking. This is where we can define tokens that will get used in a postback URL, and it will give us a convenient postback URL to copy here. So I'll just quickly go through how I kind of got this data and how it comes to be. So if I go to Max Bounty and I just go to Browse Offers, I'm going to go to one that I already have bookmarked, and it can be any offer that you have. Okay, let's check through this. So what we want to do is first figure out, for any network, how do we pass data to this network. So typically they will give you an offer link, and you're able to pass custom data in the URL inside that link. So here most affiliate networks have some sort of tracking link builder or somewhere where you can get these links and some explanation of the parameters that they allow you to send. So I'm going to click Build Tracking Link. I'm going to pick search and just raw link. This doesn't really matter in the sense of link generation. You can see here that it's generating this link above here. So this is kind of like our base link, right? Without any extra data being passed yet. It has an offer ID in it. This is what this O is about. C is probably creative, and A is probably my affiliate ID, and some other information there. But this is not custom data. This is like the static information that's part of that link. But if we go down here to optional sub-IDs, this is where we can figure out how they allow us to pass custom data. So I'm just going to put the words replace in each of these fields. And what you can hopefully see is up here the link has changed and it now has S1 equals replace, S2, S3 through to S5. So from looking at this, I know that the custom parameters they allow you to pass data on are S1, S2, and so on. And so if I go back to FunnelFlux for data passing, that is why I put these fields here. I have S1, S2, and S3, and just by convention, I always tend to pass unique tracking IDs under the very final S5 field. I could add an S4, but I just got lazy and didn't think of anything else to pass there. Okay, so that sort of solves that part of things. Now if we go to the conversion tracking side of things, here we can figure out, okay, for max bounty, assuming that I'm passing FunnelFlux's unique tracking ID under S5, what token can we use to pass that information back? So what token from max bounty would evaluate to and represent that value stored in S5? What would pass back or dynamically pass back the payout of the offer? And is there something useful in terms of transaction IDs like an order ID that could be passed back as well? So if we go to max bounty and go down here to postbacks, which is what we use for the server-to-server communication of conversions, I can pick server-to-server here, and I can put some URL here, right? If I click see available macros, it brings up this help, and we usually talk about macros or tokens, and we can see down here it's defining various macros we can use, and it's telling us this sharp or hash S5 is the value that was passed in the S5 parameter. So this S5 is the macro or token we need to use to pass back hit ID, and then for the rate that was paid for this lead, we have rate, and the ID of the campaign for which the lead was generated is a useful ID of some sort to pass back as well. So that's where we get these three parameters or tokens, and that generates this global postback URL here. So I'm going to copy this, go to max bounty, and I'm going to paste this here as the postback URL for this offer. So when a conversion happens, provided everything has worked perfectly, this postback URL will get called, and that's going to pass the conversion to FunnelFlux. Okay, so I'm going to save that postback here. Now coming back to FunnelFlux, I'm going to save this offer source. That's just the offer source. Now we want to deal with the offer itself. So I'm going to go here to offers. I'm going to create a new offer. You can put it in whatever category you might want to if you have one. For the source, I'm going to pick the max bounty source that I created. For the offer name, I'm just going to put some name, whatever it might be. It's Bed Bath and Beyond one. So I'll just call it this. For the offer URL, what I want to do is, first of all, just get rid of all of these. We don't need them anymore. I just want to get this base URL with no additional parts added to it. Copy this. I'm going to paste this in here. This would normally be on 301 or 307 for you guys. Then if I click through to configure data passing, what you can hopefully see here is that we have these fields inherited from the offer source. So that offer source configuration we created is being inherited and used by this offer. As a result, the end URL that FunnelFlux will actually send people to is the base URL I put, and we have these additional parameters being appended automatically, including the tracking ID that we need. So that should work perfectly. The conversion tracking section then just has information related to max bounty. So here's the postback URL again if you ever need it. That's just there for copy and paste convenience. So that's pretty much it in terms of adding the offer. So I'll just save that and you're good to go. There's not much more you need to do in terms of configuring the offer sources and offers. When you do run live campaigns, it's pretty common to make mistakes and have the conversion tracking not work for some reason. But typically this is just some token or some parameter is incorrect somewhere, and you'll just have to go through and check or reach out to me for support, and we can figure out why it may not be tracking. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.